Well, well, if it isn't the slaves and the traitor. I don't remember giving you permission to enter the palace.
So it's true. You really are the one behind all this, Kelzelik.
I don't remember giving you permission to speak either. Know your place, slave!
Now we see his true colors.
Yeah, a despicable excuse for a human being. Though really, I guess that makes him pretty ordinary, huh?
Kelzelik, you were Lord Dohalim's most trusted advisor. His closest ally. Why would you betray him?
Don't be a fool! I didn't serve him because I wanted to. I expect a mere slave would know, but there are many powerful contenders for the position of Lord. A contest of strength determines the one who will be Lord and undisputed ruler of a realm. There is no choice in the selection. If my master had any ambitions of becoming the Sovereign, I would have gladly served him.
But he had no intention of fighting for the crown.
Indeed. Can you slaves even imagine how that looked to the rest of us? Enduring the whims of an ambitionless lord, all we could do was wait for the end as we suffered through our humiliation.
You want suffering? Try being Danon for a day.
So you plotted against Lord Dohalim in secret. And when my brother found out...
And I would do it all again if it meant returning Menancia to its rightful state! A realm where Danons are slaves and Renans their masters. It's the natural order.
Enough! Who are you to decide what is natural or rightful, traitor? Miguel, my brother, he dreamed of building a world free of suffering. He gave his life for that dream. And all you've managed to build is a lake of death! You killed my brother. And now you'll die for it! My brother's dead because of you!
Why should I concern myself with the passing of one pathetic slave?
Have you no shame?
I owe you one.
Careful! It has some kind of camouflage!
Take this!
Ready and ready!
Aim for the weak spot.
Tiger Blade!
It's on! Here I come!
Annihilation!
Slash! This one's mine!
Dragon Swarm!
Slash! Going in!
Rising Wyvern! You picked the wrong fight!
Tiger Blade!
Dragon Swarm! Dragon Swarm!
Going in! One more! Tiger Blade!
It's over! It vanished again?
Listen carefully and keep your eyes peeled. An outstanding... Over won't save you! This one's mine! Take this! Tiger Blade!
Lunar Corruption!
Dragon Swarm!
Gemini Aqua! Raging Cascade! Annihilation!
One more!
Double!
Tiger Blade!
Reload!
It's over!
Air Thrust!
Dragon Swarm!
Photon Stroke!
Going in! One more! Tiger Blade!
Lightning! Downfall! Lightning! Raging Cascade!
That's it!
Lunar Corruption!
Tiger
In here!
Blade! By the power
I'll
of
be
water!
saving this one! Dance in the wind!
Going in!
Field!
That's it! Look sharp! Right! One more!
Dragon Swarm!
Tiger Blade!
Lunar
This one's all
Corruption!
mine!
Pluto! I'll bring you back from death to this!
Dragon
Tiger
Swarm!
Blade!
From death to this!
Swallow Blade! Try harder! My turn!
I'll fix you up!
Dragon Swarm!
I still got
Shattering
the
the pieces! Attack us!
Tiger Blade!
Dance in the wind! In here!
Dragon Meteor! I'll take you all on! Ha! Flares and Malisha! Glacial Spear!
Here's the evil that came from!
Tiger Blade!
Raging Cascade!
Now, while it's reeling!
Take it down!
Try this!
Explosive
ring!
Glacial Spear!
Here's the evil!
This one!
Freeze
Here I come! It's over!
This one's mine!
Will this help? Thunderblade!
I'm gone!
Lightning
Meteor!
Lightning
Dragon
Control!
Swarm!
Thunderblade!
appreciate the help.
More where that came from. Radiant
Look
Blow
out!
here.
Dragon Swarm!
Stand in the way.
Dragon Swarm!
Their arcs were interrupted. Going in.
Try harder! Not a chance!
Cover. Lightning Orb. Do
Dragon
it.
Swarm!
Dance in the wind.
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Here's a healing arc. Hit.
This one's mine.
Dragon Swarm! Swallow Blade!
Dance in the wind.
Dragon Swarm!
Look shot.
More sequels?
Keep cold and take them down.
Tiger Blade! Look shot.
This one's mine. Lightning
Here I
Orb.
come.
Raging Cascade.
You're finished!
That move.
Here comes the big one!
Sealed.
Going in.
Eat dirt!
I'm not sorry.
You'll pay for that!
Tiger Blade!
Strike!
This one's mine.
It's over!
I'll bring you back from death's abyss.
Look shot. Down!
Here's
You're
a
all.
healing arc. I've still got some fight left in me.
Going in.
Healing shot.
Dragon Swarm!
Lightning condemned.
This one's mine.
Thunder, cover the caster.
Take this!
Lightning condemned.
An astral art?
That's my cue.
Shut him down!
Going in.
Take this! Dragon Swarm! Rising Wyvern!
Laser Spear.
Here's evil.
Going in.
Freeze
I'll
laser.
stop its charge.
Thanks, Kisara. Here's a healing arc. First aid. Thank you.
Dragon Swarm! Slash! Dragon Swarm!
In the sky, it's mine.
Rising Wyvern! No escape!
Going here. Now. One more. Get toasty.
Bird Strike!
There. Got on guard. Mega Ray. More time racing. Here.
Dragon Swarm!
Wait now. First aid. I'll be confiscated.
Tiger Blade.
Slash! Rising Wyvern! Here I come! Rising Falcon!
It's weakened.
This ends now!
I never miss.
Now you see what I can do!
Over here. Here's a pile.
Look shot! Swallow Blade!
Tiger Blade.
I'm out of ammo. Back into the fray. On
Get attacked!
Right, watch out. Where that came from? Air thrust. Water. Here's
Good shot.
Hear me. Flame of fury. Burning.
This should do it!
Look shot.
You're mine!
Tiger Blade. I let my guard down.
Stay away from my friend! I'm not
Thank
done!
you.
Dragon Swarm! Tear you apart!
I can Don't get in my way. Radiant Burst. Lightning Orb. Will this help? Raging Cascade. Arch Field.
You're mine! It's on!
Air thrust. Hear my touch. Hey, let's
Dragon Swarm! Try this!
lightning
Explosive
condemned.
Ray!
Thunder Blade.
Swallow Dance!
Radiant Pierce. I'm out of
Try harder! Not a chance!
Mega Ray.
All good
It's in the sky. It's mine.
Try harder!
Searing
Strike!
and
You're
that's
done!
my will.
Dragon Swarm!
I'm almost impressed.
High
I
praise
never
coming
miss.
from you.
I said almost. Don't get carried away.
Dragon Shell! That freaking does it! Any more of this and I'll burn out!
Thank you.
Armor won't save you!
Here I go.
Dragon Swarm! First strike!
You're mine. Eric Flame.
This
Not in
one's
your
all
dreams.
mine!
Reload.
Rising Wyvern!
Here we go again!
Lightning Orb.
Rising
Into
Falcon!
the storm.
I'm not done!
Watch this!
Lightning condemned. Thunder Blade.
Vortex! Rip and tear!
It's about to strike.
You may be... Look sharp, everyone!
Air thrust. Radiant
Try
Supernova.
harder! Now!
I'm all stocked up.
Crumble!
Annihilate.
Burn in hell! Feel some hurt!
Here I come! Here's the evil!
Swallow Blade!
Dragon
Swarm!
Dragon
Such a failure.
Hear my call!
Now! I'll stop your movement!
And I'll stop your life!
You filthy slaves are despicable!
Your dreams of attaining lordship are no more. Give up, Kelzelik.
Attaining lordship? Ridiculous. Only those who possess a master core can become a lord. What, did you think just anyone could do it?
But then, what were you trying to accomplish with this? Didn't you betray your lord?
Yes, that's true. However, there are other lords.
Other lords? So you mean...
At last, the truth is revealed.
Dohalim, where have you been this whole time?
Cleaning up. Kelzelik, you've made your last of these.
The fruit of Helgen?
They can't be. You found my production facility?
Correct. And I tore it down. But something still troubles me. It's clear that this is no ordinary fruit. Nor was the equipment used to grow it. You couldn't have done all this without outside assistance. Indeed. Something like this must have come from another realm. Mahak Sar, perhaps?
You actually expect me to talk now? At this point, the contest for the crown will be over soon enough. And you will finally receive the punishment you deserve for your weakness.
I've already received my punishment. May this be my final act as the Lord of Elder Menencia. Go to Mahak Sar, Ganath Horrors, wherever you think you'll find a suitable lord.
Are you all right with this? He killed your brother after all.
He did. But then I thought, he's nothing more than one common, ordinary Renan. He's not worthy of my time or my anger, right?
So after everything, was the dream of coexisting just a dream? What is that?
Those are the cheers of the brave Danans who overpowered Kelzelik's forces.
Wait, they challenged the Renans?
Indeed. A militia made up of Danan guardsmen, Renan supporters, and of course, the Gold Dust Cats.
Do we have you to thank for bringing them all together?
Regardless of what your original motivations were, your dream of coexistence saved countless lives. And now, those people out there are fighting to keep that dream alive. That's something real.
Be that as it may, they do so now by their own hands. These people no longer need any lord.
Where are you going?
To put an end to the crown contest. So long as its madness persists, peace will remain ever out of reach. I cannot allow it to continue.
The crown contest impacts far more than just the Danans. You're choosing to fight Lenegis and the entire Empire.
I am well aware. However, if I wish to keep this dream from dying, then I have little choice in the matter. Besides, it's the least I can do.
So you're gonna go out there and make that dream real on your own?
You may be decided on your path, but that doesn't make it any less difficult.
why not walk that road with us?
Pardon?
You heard me. We're fighting to liberate the Danans. You're fighting for the people of this realm. I'd say we're on the same path, really. It would only make sense for us to walk it together.
Danan dissidents, side by side with a Renan lord? Not the least intriguing invitation I've received. An invitation which would only be proper courtesy for me to accept.
I'll take that as a yes.
Hey, where'd Kisara go? I don't see her anywhere.
Maybe she just needed some time alone. A lot's happened.
That makes sense. She did just lose her brother after all.
We ought to keep moving as well. So long as there are lords who draw breath, we have a mission to complete. Kisara's a big girl. I'm sure she can handle herself. We should hurry on ahead to our next destination.
I guess you're right. And it is a lot safer here than it was. What do you think, Dohalim?
I am not sure I have the right to say anything as far as Kisara is concerned.
Fair enough. Well, I, for one, would like to say goodbye if we get a chance. Let's keep an eye out for her as we leave.
What's Kisara going to do now?
I'm sure it's complicated for her.
Where did Kisara run off to?
You don't think she took off after Kelzelik, do you?
No. Miguel entrusted her with his dream. She wouldn't do something reckless like that. Right now, I think she just needs time to think. What she does from here on out is up to her. She has to be the one to decide.
You all arrived here from Cyslodia, yes? In that case, you should depart via the south gate, rather than the one you arrived through. This is a true masterpiece, no less than...
We've reached our destination.
Is that the Zoogle we were told to dispatch?
No back again! It's over! Try harder! My turn!
Radiant flow! Here!
Rising
Stay rusty!
Wyvern!
You gotta jump for cover, okay?
I owe you one. You're mine! Pull it together, Law.
Sorry, right. I'm calm.
Dragon Shout! It's go time! Try harder! Now! Dragon Swarm! Rising Wyvern!
I'll tear you apart!
You're mine! Try harder! Stay away from my friend! Slut! Swallow Blade! Wither Dragon!
I'll bring you back from Death's Abyss.
Now I'm in the grip!
Where are you going?
Now, while it's reeling!
Take it down!
You require a head.
Rip and tear!
Thunderfield! By the power of Raging
Explosive
Cascade!
Ruin Strike!
Annihilation!
Now I'm in the grip! It's too much!
I'll heal you all!
Dust to dust!
See what happened there?
Can't end here!
Shouldn't have done.
I owe you one! Dragon Swarm! Crumble! Slut! Dragon Swarm! I'll crush you!
Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
Dragon Swarm!
Magic is out! In here! Downfall!
Watch this!
Try harder! My turn! Crumble!
Annihilation!
Slut!
Lightning
Dragon
Orb!
Swarm!
More with annihilation!
Here I come!
Raging Cascade!
Take this! This time! Dragon Swarm! Rising Wyvern!
Here's evil!
Dragon Swarm! Slut! Dragon Swarm!
This one's mine!
Not today!
Lightning Orb! Raging Cascade!
Dragon Swarm!
Talon Hurricane! I never miss!
Slut! Glimmer Dragon!
It's
Rising
weekend!
Wyvern!
Dance in the
This
wind!
ends now!
Feel! Burning!
Talon
Hurricane! Here's evil!
Explosive Ring!
Eagle Time! More lightning strike! Thunderbolt!
It's over!
Eagle Fly!
Swallow Blade! Storm!
I'm out! Here's our lightning condemn! Thunderblade! Downfall! Here, let me help! First
Here I
aid!
come! You're finished!
I'll finish you here and now!
Blade!
Lunar
Dragon Swarm!
Whirlwind Snap!
Not my finest.
You- Pay for that! You're mine!
Lightning
It's
condemn!
over!
Can't get out of this!
Dragon Swarm!
Thunderblade! Red! Glacial Spear! Here's
Try
evil!
harder! It's on!
Rage Cascade!
Not today!
Freeze!
Dragon Swarm!
Here, let me help! Dance in the wind!
Swallow Blade! Dragon
ready.
Swarm! Remember!
Astral Energy!
Say no more.
Lunar Corruption!
Dragon Swarm!
Gemini Aqua! Lightning
Dragon Swarm!
Iron! Lightning Index! Bronze and Red! Thunderbolt! I'm out!
Try harder!
Sorry!
Forgive me.
Dragon Swarm!
My fault.
Swallow Blade! Dragon Swarm!
Flame of Fury!
Tornado drive!
Where are you going?
Can you
Wide
take it?
open!
It won't escape me.
Here's my call!
Dragon Swarm!
Still got time! Glacial Spear! Here's evil! Free Blazer! Dance in the wind!
Try harder! My turn!
Light Annihilation!
Dragon Swarm!
Here!
Tornado drive!
Mega Ray! Lightning Orb! Here goes! Thunderblade!
Dragon Swarm!
Focus your attack!
Dragon Swarm!
Radiant Spear!
Can't get out of this!
Lightning Orb!
Swarm!
Raging Cascade!
Easter!
Lightning Breath! Dance in the wind!
Dragon Swarm!
What?
Resonate with the earth!
Mega Ray!
Swallow Blade!
Annihilation!
Try harder!
Here!
Not
Flame
here!
of Fury! Go
You're mine!
Dance in the wind!
It's over!
Air thrust!
Swallow blade!
Gravitas field! Mega ray!
Resonate
Dance
with
in
the
the wind!
earth!
Ready! Air thrust!
That's just
Photon blast!
Dragon Swarm!
Here I go!
Swallow blade!
It's over! Lightning! Hear me! Flame of
Fly!
fury!
Elusive deity!
Water! Hear my call!
Tornado drive!
Can you
take it? Strike!
I didn't think you had it in you.
Focus. There'll be time to congratulate me later.
Nothing much I can say to that.
Resonate with the earth!
Air thrust!
Resonate with the earth!
Radiant
Stalagmite!
here! Dance in the wind! Searing flare!
Dragon Swarm!
More for the
It's time!
corruption!
Ignite! Dragon Swarm!
Supernova!
Elusive deity!
Here comes! First lightning condensed! It's about to strike!
Look sharp, everyone!
Dance in the wind! Air thrust! Dance in the wind! Air thrust!
Can you take it?
Astral energy!
In a vine?
Radiant flame of fury! Not on my watch!
Dragon Swarm!
Hear my call! Lightning orb!
Elusive deity!
Dance in the wind!
Slash! Dragon Swarm!
More for the this one's mine!
While it's reeling! You're finished!
Gemini Aqua! More with that!
Elusive deity!
Begin! In here!
Does it hurt? Swallow blade!
To the shadow! This one!
Try harder! Dragon Swarm!
Thunder field! More corruption!
Dragon Swarm!
More with that! Gemini Aqua!
Elusive deity!
Dance in the
It's
wind!
on!
I'm only getting started!
Burn!
Enemies immobilized!
Dragon Swarm! I'll face you! Swallow blade! I'm ready! Totally! In an instant! Impact Block!
It was a close thing.
We've reached our destination.
How's this?
Yeah.
All right.
Hey!
After all that, Kisara never came back to see us.
I'm surprised she slipped away without us noticing. Where would she even go? I hope this place survives. You think the Dahnans and Renans have a chance of getting along? We didn't really do much to change things around here, did we?
This realm had its own walls to overcome. And in the end, it was the people themselves who decided to break them down, without any help from us. I hope they keep going. I really do.
Yeah, well, if you say so, I guess. Huh?
All right. I leave command of the Gold Dust Cats in your hands.
You've got nothing to worry about, Kisara. I'll do your brother proud.
Looks like it's time to go. Take good care of Zare for me. All right, Lagiel?
You've got it. Stay safe, Kisara.
Did you come to say goodbye?
Actually, I was wondering if you could use another companion.
Huh?
Well, we certainly don't mind you coming along. We just figured you'd stay behind and help rebuild. These people could use you.
I thought much the same thing. However, in the end, something changed my mind. Ever since Miguel died, I've been thinking a lot. About where I went wrong, what I should have done differently. You know, that sort of thing. It's true that our dream of coexistence saved many Dahnan lives, but we were naive and short-sighted. I was so wrapped up in my idea of how things should be that I didn't see the problems that existed right in front of us. I thought we had been given a utopia. And so I never bothered to look too far past its surface. I chose to be ignorant. And because of that, because of me, my brother...
Miguel's death wasn't your fault, Kisara.
Perhaps you're right. But in the end, it was me he entrusted this dream to. I learned that nothing in this life is free, or gained without sacrifice. Now that I know that, I'll just have to figure out what else I don't know.
So, decided to join us?
I have. And hopefully I can continue to protect Eldaman and Sia from outside the dream world, for the sake of those still inside.
And here I thought you joined for an opportunity on my life.
In all honesty, I'm grateful to you. I truly am. I don't blame you for what happened. But I must also leave your service. No longer will I be defined by protecting a Renan lord. From now on, when I fight to protect my dream. All I ask is that you do your part, that you fight alongside me, not just for those who used to believe in your dream, but for those that still do. Dohalim.
I understand. I'm no longer a lord anyway.
Well, this crew just gets bigger and bigger. All right, where to, team?
We make for Mahag Sar, the Valley of the Four Winds.
senses something.
Mahag Sar. That makes 4 out of the 5 realms that I've visited now.
I wonder what kind of lord we're gonna find there.
It doesn't matter. If they try to get in our way, we'll take them down and that'll be that.
Little help!
You're mine!
Glacial Spear!
It's over!
Pierce
Thor!
Evil! Justice!
Now I can let him...
Freeze Lancer!
You're mine!
Falling Design Ultra! Here's
Rising
our
Wyvern!
Concentrate!
Now I can let loose!
Glacial
Take
Spear!
this!
Pierce Evil!
Rising...
Freeze Lancer!
I'll stop its
Arc
charge!
Seal! Thanks, Kisara!
No escape! Swallow Blade! You're mine! It's over!
More for the stockpile!
Swallow Blade!
Looks like it could be worth something.
No backing down!
Water! Hear my call!
Come one, come all!
Glacial Spear! Pierce Evil! Fall into the
Advance!
Freeze Lancer!
Dragon Force!
Concentrate! Redwell! Astral Energy! Full throttle!
Take this! Storm!
Searing Flame!
Dragon Swarm!
Lightning Storm!
All finish will go alive! Doubling! In an instant! Impact Cross!
All aboard the victory train!
Overconfidence can bite you in the butt. Hoo! Hoo, hoo, hoo.
What could this be?
Hoo, 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 hoo. Hoo, hoo, hoo. Maybe something's going on in the forest.
No choice! Dragon Swarm! Eat them!
Reload! Glacial Spear! Pierce Evil!
Explosive Ring!
Swallow Dance!
Freeze Lancer!
Slice! I'm ready! Here I come! It's over!
What's this?
It's on!
Here I go!
This one keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's
What she
for.
said?
Get
Eyes on
behind
the
me.
prize.
Got it!
That's
Leave it to you!
double for you!
Finish!
Me? How come I get singled out?
Our work is done here. Let's move.
I'm right behind you, Shion. I didn't realize there was a pond here.
Yeah, this is Taka Pond. And it happened to have saved my life once upon a time.
What do you mean?
As a kid, I survived life under the past lords by escaping here when I needed to. It's terrible to swim in, but great for catching a bite for dinner away from Renin eyes. Bear in mind, our rations back then weren't enough to live off of. You had to take matters into your own hands if you wanted enough food to survive.
But how did you catch them? With your bare hands?
That might take a while. Fish are prone to swim away at the first sign of trouble. I'd put bait or a lure on a line and use it with a fishing rod. You must not be familiar with fishing if this sounds new to you. Here, let me show you how it's done.
I hope we catch something decent.
Indeed. Hungry bellies are counting on this. All right. Anybody could reel in that.
Not too shabby, friend.
Hup. All right. Well, that wasn't much of a challenge.
Nice! You caught it!
Hup. Reel it in. You've got to know when to quit. Reel it in. Anybody could reel in that.
You sure know what you're doing.
Ha! There we go. Well, it's not bad, per se.
Nice work!
And that's all there is to it.
Wow. It seems like you need to have good reflexes to catch anything. I don't know if it's really for me. Kisara? I think I've seen enough.
Oh, sorry. I guess I'm just in my own little world when I go fishing.
Looks like we're going to be here for a while.
That's how fishing goes. You wait for a bite, and then the real battle begins. Miguel told me that different fish live in different regions, and you have to pick the right rod and lure for what you're hoping to catch.
But that doesn't change the fact it's a giant time sink.
Of course, each fish has its own unique flavor, too. And some of them are supposed to be extremely delicious.
When you put it like that, maybe it's worth me trying my hand at fishing after all.
You're just in it for the food.
I was hoping we'd get to fish during our travels. And it just so happens I made sure to grab my brother's old rod before I left Vicente. So, if you ever feel like fishing when we've got a little downtime, just let me know.
Good to hear. Thanks for showing us.
Okay!
I'm always amazed what healing arts...
Hey. Is it just me, or have those two barely spoken a single word to one another?
I know, right? But after everything that happened with Miguel, is it really any wonder?
Kinda puts a damper on the whole journey though, huh? How long do you think they're gonna keep this up?
If it bothers you that much, why don't you ask them?
Why do I have to ask?
How come you walk together like that?
She really doesn't beat around the bush.
You mean Kisara and myself?
You hadn't noticed? You've been practically joined at the hip ever since we left Vicente.
I guess it's force of habit, most likely. I was always ready to protect him, should the need arise. It sort of came with the job description.
Right. From being in the Elder Menancia Guard. Although, Dohalim's pretty capable of defending himself, isn't he?
Having guards doesn't necessarily mean the one being guarded is weak. No one's perfect all the time.
Even so, it's not like they're entirely wrong, Kisara. You're no longer in my employ, after all.
I don't know. I mean, if it's what she's used to and you're both comfortable with it, then who are we to judge?
But she doesn't serve him anymore. It isn't normal for her to keep following him around like she still does.
You know, she's probably right. And a lot has changed over the last few days. I guess it wouldn't hurt to rethink our relationship in light of the new circumstances. Perhaps I'll give it some thought after all. Does that sound all right by you?
Of course.
You might want to stop asking his permission for every little thing while you're at it.
Sorry. It's not that easy, shaking off old habits. I'll probably need a little time to get fully used to it. Why are you looking at me like that?
That armor you wear is standard issue for the Menancian Guard, right?
Originally, I've added some flair to it in a lot of places.
I noticed, especially with that open back.
We guardsmen pride ourselves on never showing our back to our enemies. It's my way of making myself live up to that. Plus, it makes it that much lighter and easier to maintain.
Dohalim, do you have anything to say about this?
Every guardsman is allowed to wear their armor as they see fit.
And you, Law?
Why are you asking me?
I've noticed that sometimes we come across enemies who fight like you, and try to dodge our attacks at the last second.
I hate those guys. I can get some hits in when they move into attack, but otherwise they slip past damn near everything else I throw at them.
If what you're seeking is a way to more reliably hit them, there is a solution.
Try to outclass them on reflexes?
I possess the ability to command Earth elemental beings to some extent. They emerge as the land itself and take root on my command. They will swiftly bind the enemies, at which point you can dispatch them.
Huh?
What he means is that he can make plants grow to hold the enemies in place. At least I think that's probably what he's saying.
I'm glad at least one of us understands him. So basically, if we find an enemy that likes to dodge, we should let Dohalim handle it.
I shall do what I can within my modest means to help.
I'm amazed how easily you can move such a giant shield around like it's nothing.
Really? It's not actually as heavy as it looks.
It's really reassuring to have someone like you protecting us, though.
You know, I guess I never realized it before. But looking back, I've always been the sort to put myself in harm's way to protect those around me, even before I joined the Elder Guard. So in a way, using this shield to keep you all safe feels like it's what I was meant to do.
You don't need to worry about protecting me. I don't plan on relying on you.
That's okay. It doesn't matter if you do or not. I don't protect people because they ask me to. I do it because I want to, and because I think it's the right thing to do. That goes for you too, Dohalim.
Me?
Yes. You see, you and I both want the same thing. We have the same goal. That means it's in my best interest to continue to protect and keep you safe as well. Even now.
I'm not sure how much protecting I'll need either, but I appreciate the thought. I'm sure you'll do us proud, Kisara.
Right. You can all count on me.
What was Kelzelik even after in the end?
Isn't it obvious? Clearly he wanted the throne for himself, and was gonna have his goons execute Dohalim to get it.
He had to have known he couldn't hope to defeat a lord. He should have run while he had the chance, instead of holding himself up in the palace.
Maybe he thought he couldn't run? Either way, the outcome's the same.
So he got desperate and decided to go for broke?
One might argue that he was another victim of mine, in a sense.
Huh?
There is no greater calling in life to a Renin than the crown contest, yet I refused to take part. The shock he felt at that must have been truly immense. Enough to drive him to revolt, even though doing so meant defying Renin hierarchy.
I know I've said this before, but Dahnans and Renins wouldn't coexist here if it wasn't for your stance.
But that was no lofty idealism on my part, nor do I feel any pride at what occurred.
Spare us the pity party. You literally just joined us to uphold those ideals.
Shion?
No, she is absolutely correct. I shall speak no more of my misgivings.
Kisara, let's talk for a bit. Maintaining your shield? It's becoming a familiar sight.
Miguel was the one who taught me how to maintain my equipment after I first joined the Guard. Now, it's just a part of my routine.
Your brother always seems to come up whenever I talk to you.
That's because we had no other relatives, so it was just the two of us growing up. He was my idol, the one I looked up to and wanted to be like. When I became a guardsman, Lagiel wasn't too pleased to see me at first. It was Miguel who really welcomed me aboard.
Lagiel? Oh, right. She was Miguel's second in the Gold Dust Cats, wasn't she?
That's right. She's always been a very critical and down-to-earth person. In other words, the complete opposite of a dreamer like me.
You're more an idealist than some pie-in-the-sky dreamer.
Even so, that's my brother's doing. He'd never let me stop seeing a brighter world. He always did what he could to keep me smiling and happy.
You must have meant a lot to him.
He wasn't just kind, either. He always worked so hard to set an example for me and everyone else around him. He was a true big brother. So much so that when he thought I was asleep, he'd slip out of the house to go training on the outskirts of town.
You seem to know a lot about it.
That's because I only pretended to be asleep and would follow after him. You know what? I'm at a good stopping point with my shield. If you've got time, how about I tell you a couple more Miguel stories?
I guess I'd better get comfortable.
I'll take watch tonight. It's okay. Before we go, do you guys have everything?
Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
I've got a really bad feeling about this.
Now I can let loose. Lunarongo!
Even airborne beast.
Dragon Form!
Flying free! Why can't they just sit still?
Shia, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done. Dance in the wind! Air drop! Normal dance!
Severing wind! You're mine!
Now!
Here I come!
Mega Ray! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
See you continue on in that vein.
Yes, my lady?
Something you wanted to say?
Eternal devastation! I'm on it!
Radiant Blood!
Clear dragon! You're mine! It's over!
Now!
I'm on it!
Law! Get toasty!
Burn strike!
This should come in handy when crafting weapons.
All right.
There's nowhere to run from my art! When he slows down, that's our chance!
It's like dragging you up to the wall!
You're finished! It's time!
First strike!
Eternal devastation!
Here's the evil!
Take this! Eternal devastation! Crush! Eternal devastation!
The earth throbs in pain.
You're mine!
Prepare to be sealed, O faithful foot. Actually, perhaps bound is more appropriate.
Less talking, more doing!
Here I come! Dragon Swarm! Prepare to be sealed! Here and now! Take this! You're finished! I'm on it! Crush! Dragon Swarm!
Lightning condemned! Thunderblade!
Eat this! In a vine? Here I come! You're finished!
Now or never.
Eternal devastation!
Annihilation!
I'm on it!
You're
finished!
Away! Thunderblade! Annihilation!
Take this! You're finished! In a vine? Dragon Form!
Bullseye! Raging Hurricane!
Severing wind! Lunarongo!
I'll be saving this one!
Now I'm real mad!
Here I come! You're finished! It's time!
Let's go! Dance in the
Take
wind!
this!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
Dragon Swarm!
Raging Cascade! Crush! Water! In here!
Dragon Swarm!
I'll be saving this one! Lightning condemned!
It's over! Eternal devastation! First sight! Crush! Eagle Fly!
I'm ready! Astral energy!
Say no more!
Got some interesting moves there, Dohalim. I'm glad you're on our side.
I'm simply glad to hear that I can make myself useful to you all. Huh?
What's wrong?
We seem to have come across some rather unusual objects.
What, you mean that pile of garbage?
No mere garbage, I assure you. Still, I've never seen anything shaped like it before. I'm intrigued.
Are you curious about this stuff, Rinwell?
Yeah. I think he might have found some old Dahnan relics. They look like the remains of a bunch of objects that disappeared after the Renans first invaded.
And yet here I am, holding them without so much as a second thought. I imagine the sight must be unsettling to you.
Not really, just that it must be nice to be a Renan who has time to indulge in stuff like that, unlike the rest of us.
Are you interested in this stuff too, Dohalim?
Charmed may be a better turn of phrase. I simply love objects that can give me a sense of what their maker was thinking, the history that went into their creation. You see, we Renans have hardly any such objects that trace back to our distant past.
I still don't understand what you two find so intriguing about it, though.
Why not? We're talking about our own culture here.
I get that, but it's not like this stuff is any use now, does it? It's just old. Real old.
Oh, but it does. Holding it in your hands like this, one can feel and engage with the distant past in a way no history book can ever accomplish.
I'll take your word for it. Well, seeing as it's Dahnan history, just make sure you're careful with it. All right, Dohalim?
But of course. There's history in the air here. I can smell it.
I don't smell anything.
Don't encourage him.
Visibility along this path will remain limited for some time. Take care not to get ambushed.
I'm surprised you know the terrain here so well. Lords don't strike me as having much time for wandering in the woods.
Sometimes I would take strolls along here when I wished to be alone.
You always did have a bad habit of disappearing without telling any of us guardsmen.
I'm not done! I owe you one! Double demon back!
I'm ready! I'm not so good with airborne targets. They're surrounding us! Glacial fear!
Pesky airborne scoundrel!
Sounds like a job for yours truly!
Double demon back!
The wind is the wind! Astral energy!
Say no more! Got it!
Well done!
I'm on!
Get into the wind! Air thrust! Like astral energy!
Win! I'll finish you here now! It's over!
Water, hear my call! The wind!
Eternal devastation! I'll run you through! Do it! It's river!
Astral energy!
Say no more!
Get into the wind! Reload!
I'll run you through!
what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
Out of our way!
I owe you one.
Don't mind if I do.
Dragon Form!
Here goes. It's a duel of the hour.
Take this! Got fires!
I got this. Let him mark me.
You're mine! All yours!
Now I'm real mad!
Double demon
Please
fang!
now.
An astral art?
That's my cue.
I'm like bait to them!
Shut him down!
One more time.
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Less talking, more pummeling.
Cut them apart to your heart's content.
Scoot back!
Stand back. I'll trip it up.
You're finished!
Take this!
Dragon Swarm!
Into the shadows.
Dragon Swarm!
Lightning gun.
River!
Astral energy.
Say no more.
Got it!
Well done. Into the shadows.
You're mine!
Eat this. Now.
Luna Rongo!
I'll stop your movement!
And I'll stop your life!
I can feel my power growing!
It's so hilly around here. I can feel my feet getting blisters.
That's mountain hiking for you.
Right, here goes! Take this!
I'm surrounded!
It's over! Crush! First strike! Eternal devastation! Crush! Eternal devastation! Burn! Kisara! Commander of Heaven! Phoenix Cyclone! Crush! Eternal devastation! Eternal
Leave the
devastation!
enemy's arts to me.
No place here!
It's over! Double demon fang!
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Less talking, more pummeling.
Cut them apart to your heart's content.
Radiant
Move away! Double demon fang!
I think I'm getting stronger.
Brace yourselves! This one's tough! Blow away! Double demon fang!
Hey, when did I get so popular?
You're finished! I owe you one!
Glacial Spear.
Radiant blast!
The enemy here are cool. You may
You'll soon see about that.
Want me to pick up your slack then?
just pointing it out.
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Less talking, more pummeling.
Cut them apart to your heart's content.
Eternal devastation! Radiant blast! Blow away! Blow away! Radiant slash!
Looks like it could be worth something.
Right, here goes! Eat dirt!
Eat this!
By the power of God!
Radiant slash! Blow away! Radiant slash!
There, go! Only getting started!
end here!
Forgive me.
I'll end this with my own hands!
Begin! Elusive Eve!
It's time to finish this! Die! Consuming wildfire! Dance in the wind!
Be careful!
In here! Mega Ray! Lightning! Lightning! Thunder! In here! Mega Ray! Stockpile!
Can you take it?
Lightning orb! Mega Ray! Dance in the wind!
Can you take it?
In here! I never miss! I'll be saving this one! There! And again! Magic advance! Seal!
In a bind? That freaking does it!
I'll be saving this one!
I'm on it.
Lightning advance! Lightning advance! Lightning advance!
Resonate with the earth!
Thunderblade! Mega Ray! Lightning!
Watch this!
Lightning! Thunder Field! Annihilation!
Evil side! I'm ready!
You're mine!
All yours, Kisara!
Raging Cascade! Mega Ray! Breath!
These bad guys really don't mess around.
This might be some decent equipment.
Anything that makes battles easier is okay by me.
More Danon ruins here too, I see.
What were people even...
Let's dispose of the trash.
You're finished!
Glacial Spear! Here's the evil! Confiscate it!
Roll away! Double demon fang!
Fall into dark!
Roll away!
The earth, you're all pain.
Here's the evil! Raging Cascade! Field!
Ready, splash!
Annihilator Field! Well, we're on the home stretch now.
Don't take your eyes off the prize.
I'm quite aware without you reminding me.
You're finished!
These little ones are hardly
Take
worth
you
our
all
time.
Less talking, more pummeling.
Cut them apart. Nicely done.
I sure have built up a sweat with this height.
I've got a really bad feeling about this.
They got me flanked! Rise exceeding! I'm not done! Easter! I'm on it! I'll run you through! Here I come! It's over!
Back into the fray! Don't mind if I do! Lightning Supernova!
Eternal devastation!
So much for sitting this fight out.
They would name it complete.
Eternal devastation!
Nope, that's in the sky, it's mine!
Eternal devastation! You hear it now! You're finished!
Field! Corruption!
Dragon
Raging Cascade! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
I'm even stronger than before.
There!
What's this place here? Some kind of old house?
It'll be a breeze.
Get in, get out!
You're finished! It's on! Eternal devastation!
By the power of water!
Not today! Now, this on for size! Blew away! Rain strike! Blew away! Rip and tear! Damn it! Crush! Dragon! My turn! I'm on a roll, man! It's outside!
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Less talking, more coming. Sure did. The part where you swung and missed, right?
Not that!
Right, here goes! Dragon Swarm!
Here goes!
Eternal Devastation! Sonic Thrust! Crash through! This one's all mine! Blue Escape! Double Demon Fang! Pierce through! Take it! It's over! Surely! In an instant! Impact Claw! My turn! Blue Escape! Lularongo! Dragon Form! I'm on a roll now! You're mine! Do it! It's over!
Astral energy!
Say no more! Got it!
Well done!
You're mine! Eternal Devastation!
Do it!
Eagle Vibe!
Raging Cascade! Watch, this one's mine!
I can feel my power growing! Take this! In a bind? Now I can let loose! You're finished! Eternal Devastation! Burn! I owe you one! Eternal Devastation! Crush! Blue Escape!
Not in your dreams! Now!
Kisara, I'll stop your movement!
And I'll stop your life!
Dance in the wind!
Take this!
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Yeah! Do it! Dance in the wind! Lock! Get toasty!
Burn strike! Those bombs of yours are amazing!
Who needs a gun when you can send them flying?
Gotta break through! Take this! Okay, far enough! That's enough! Here I come! Dragon Shield! And more of this and I'll burn out! It's over! You picked the wrong fight! Dragon Shield! It's over! Eternal Devastation! No! Can't be... Here!
Come on! You have I'll never miss!
Swallow Dance!
Raging Cascade! Mega Ray! Dance in the wind! We are now! Ringwell! Frozen!
Hammer!
Take it! I'm only getting started! It's
Like
over!
moths to the flame!
Annihilation! Coming through! Dance in the wind! Here!
Get by me!
Mega Ray! Lightning condensed! Thunderblade! Let the marksman handle this! Mega Ray! Confiscated!
One more!
Lightning Harvest! More with that Mega Ray! Now! This one's frozen!
Hammer!
shot! That's it!
Tiger Blade! We managed to turn the tide!
For now, but things could shift at a moment's notice.
You're right. Better stay alert. Going in. Dance in the wind! Sleep now. You're mine. Look left. Mega Ray! Thunder Blade! One more time! Think again! Mega Ray! Dance in the wind! Sleep now. Get on in there with the others.
On guard! That's it!
Feel!
Tiger Blade!
Let's get you all tucked away! Photon Meteor! Mega Ray! Where that came from? Nurture! Mega Ray! Go in! One on Raging Cascade! Mega Ray!
Tiger Blade!
More for the stockpile!
On guard!
Here goes! Go
Knowing when we're in too deep is necessary to survive.
We may tend to push ourselves a little too hard.
Hey! New equipment!
I'm not done! Now I'm Dragon War!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
See you continue on in that vein.
Yes, my lady?
Something you wanted to say?
Photon Blast! Raging Cascade!
Come and face me!
Now! This will come in handy! Mega Ray! Lightning Annihilation! Thunder Blade!
Eternal
I can do this
Devastation!
all day! Mega Ray! Hup! One more! Photon Blast!
Take this!
Raging Cascade! Breath!
Piss off!
Dance in the wind! Feel!
Not today!
Get on
Sick.
That does it! Water! Hear my... Raging Cascade! Breath! One more time! Mega Ray! Air thrust!
Real... They got us on the ropes.
Don't forget to heal your wounds. Great, now I'm hurt and dirty.
Still thinking about how to act around Dohalim?
That obvious, huh? Except I don't think I'll be changing much after all. Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to stay his servant. However, I am going to treat him like a fellow comrade, the same way I would with you or anyone else. For as long as I can remember, I've spent my life protecting others. But isn't that what friends do too? Support and protect one another in times of need?
Which in the end pretty much means doing as you've always done, right? If that's what you're most comfortable with, I'm certainly not going to give you any grief over it.
Actually, I've been thinking about how I ought to act around you all as well.
Oh?
When I set out on this journey, it was to rid Eldaman and Sia of its enemies, and search for wisdom in the outside world. Wisdom that I could potentially put to use on my return. I'm grateful to you all for letting me tag along. But it got me thinking, what am I actually contributing by being here?
What are you talking about? You know how to hold a weapon, don't you? That's help enough.
Is it though? Sometimes I wish there was more I could be doing to pull my...
Oops, sorry about that. Jeez, I'm famished.
Now that you mention it, what do you guys normally do for food and meals when you're out and about on your travels?
What do you mean, what do? We find stuff to eat and eat it. So long as it's meat, I'm not fussy.
Eating what you like can be good for morale in the short term, but you need to think about your diet if you want to stay healthy.
Does that mean eating vegetables too?
Isn't that obvious?
It does, which I guess hasn't been happening up till now.
Yeah, to be honest, we could be eating better than we do.
Understood. In that case, I'll just have to make sure you're all staying healthy and eating right myself. Fortunately, I happen to know a thing or two about cooking as well.
You hear that, Law? Sounds like you'll be eating your greens after all.
What is it?
No, sorry, it's just... I was just wondering if you had any thoughts on all this.
It will do her good to have a project.
No, not Kisara. I meant you. Was there anything you wanted to add?
Me? Certainly you're not looking to me for culinary skill, I hope.
Typical Renan, leaving everything to someone else.
Rinwell, I don't think...
That said, should you need my skills on the battlefield, please rest assured I have no intention of shirking my responsibilities, regardless of who we may face.
I'm sure no one doubts that. Listen, guys, if we're traveling together, we should probably at least try to make an effort to get to know one another, don't you think?
I wouldn't get your expectations too high in that regard. Believe it or not, sometimes I'm not sure I even know myself all that well.
Hey, let's stop for a minute.
What's up? You already tired?
My armor's pretty heavy. I think I need a little rest.
I second that. All of this walking is starting to take its toll on me as well.
What? You don't look it.
We can't spare the time. There's places we need to be. Mahag Saar's capital, Niez, is our destination right now.
But if one of us collapses, it will only serve to slow us down. And in your case, Alphen is the only one who could carry you. Best to rest while you have the opportunity.
Enough already. I need a break, so we're taking one.
I don't need you fretting over me.
Fretting? Hey, it's not like I'm...
Been looking for you.
For me? Why?
He's tough.
Who are you? You said you were looking for me. Why?
Beautiful, precious life.
What the...
That is all I desire.
Then why are we fighting? Who even are you? Try harder! Now!
Radiant here!
No further!
Take this.
Over? Who the hell are you? Bastard!
This guy's not normal.
His speed is unbelievable.
You mean he even surpasses a lord?
Roll it now!
You're mine!
I'd wait you all day.
down. You pay for that! No! Can't end here!
I'll bring you back from death's abyss. Resuscitation! Here, let me help. Cover the caster! Dance in the wind! Glacial spear! Dance in the wind! Air thrust! I'll bring you back from death's abyss.
Is this it?
Resuscitation!
Fall.
Don't pay for that! Eat this!
Mega Ray!
Glimmer Dragon! Evil Assault!
Fall.
Mega Ray!
Entertain me.
I'm on it!
Lightning! Mega Ray!
Dust to dust! Shattering pieces! Attack time!
Where are you going?
Fall.
Think again!
Swallow dance!
Mega Ray!
Talon Hurricane!
Pathetic!
I've let you all down.
Finished? Then why are we fighting? Who even are you?
By the power
Dragon
of
Form!
Die.
I'm on it!
Here's the
Ripping flare! Who the hell are you? Bastard!
This guy's not normal!
His speed is unbelievable.
You mean he even surpasses a lord?
In here! Get on in there with the others! Into the shadow! Lightning orb! More Mega Ray! Annihilation!
Try harder! Now!
I'm only
Sonic Rush!
Enjoy.
Raging Cascade! Annihilation! Mega Ray!
Try harder! My turn!
You're such a failure.
Stay away from my friend! Crush! It's done!
I'll bring you back from death's abyss!
Enjoy.
Ignite! Now! While it's reeling!
Take it down!
Eternal devastation!
Lunar corruption!
Dragon Try harder! My turn!
Require a hand.
Sleep now! Searing flame!
Can't get out of this!
Here I go! I'm only getting Sinner Sky is mine! Annihilation! Flame
My
of
turn.
Fury!
Here.
Dragon Swarm!
Photon Flash!
You may be strong, but I'll never back
Did you just kill me?
Yes. I need you, remember?
Right. Enjoy.
Try harder! My turn!
Water, hear my call!
Stop my focus!
Spread! Lightning Spear! Hear the
Dragon
evil!
Form!
When it is out!
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Is that all that you've got? Very well. Then die. A wretch like you? Till next time.
Shion, wake up, please!
Alphen?
Shion!
Thanks, but you're kinda crushing me.
Sorry.
It's okay. And so am I. It's not as bad as it looks.
Not bad. That's... Shion, we thought
I'm
you were...
fine. Really.
What the hell were you thinking?
Well, you were trying to protect me too, you know.
Yeah, but I have the sword. It's different.
It's not different. Besides,
Hmm?
Never mind. It's nothing. Anyway, thank you.
But I didn't... Look, I'm just glad that you're...
Alphen?
Sorry.
That guy said he'd be back. I think maybe we should get moving before he returns, right?
Rinwell has a good point. We need to go. Shion, are you sure you're okay?
Shion, are you sure you're okay?
Yeah, I already applied some healing arts to it. It didn't even leave a scar.
But his sword went nearly straight through you.
I'm all right. Unless I've turned into some kind of ghost and I'm haunting you all right now.
No, I know you're not. It's just...
Look, I appreciate you looking out for me, but I'm fine. Really.
There was also that strange light that appeared when Shion was stabbed. It seemed to make the enemy retreat when he saw it. Alphen, do you have any idea what it might have been?
A light? I don't know. I was kind of preoccupied with other things at the time.
Now that I think of it, between that light and the blazing sword, just what sort of person are you, Alphen? Can you use Dahnan astral arts like Rinwell, perhaps?
He wouldn't know, Dohalim. He doesn't have any memories from his past, remember? Besides, we should really be getting out of here.
I suppose you're right. Forgive me. We've almost reached Nias, the capital of Mahag Saar. With any luck, we'll find a place there for Shion to rest. Hey.
I will